So today I'm in the Glen of Imaal in County Wicklow, and today we're going to look at Ogham stones. Stones are somewhat of a mystery and created a degree of conjecture as to what their actual purpose was. So today's video is going to have a little look at some of the Ogham stones in my locality. By the way, in case you can hear that noise, this is a military range and apparently they're doing tactical exercises here today. So I'm taking great risk in doing this today. Over 360 known Ogham inscriptions are on stone monuments scattered around Ireland, the bulk of them dating to the 5th and 6th centuries. Their language is predominantly primitive Irish. Ogham itself is an early medieval form of alphabet, or sometimes known as the Celtic Tree alphabet, and originally consisted of 20 distinct characters called feda, or trees, and arranged in 4 groups called achma, or families. The different groups correlate to the direction of the strokes. The inscriptions may be divided into orthodox and scholastic types. Orthodox inscriptions date to the primitive Irish language period and record a name of an individual either as a cenotaph or tombstone, or documenting land ownership. You can see the grooves cut into the left hand side or the northeast corner of this stone. It's believed to say Macui Nili, which means the son of O'Neill. Scholastic inscriptions date after the 6th century, where inscriptions are believed to have been inspired by Christian manuscript sources, with some written on the face of the stones. And here, on this 9th century Latin grammar book, a monk has written the word lahert, referring to his excessive drunkenness or hangover from the night before. So you can still see the grooves in the stone here today. They're in remarkably good shape considering that they're here over 1500 years, suffering the elements and in most recent times I suppose acid rain. This is a big piece of granite. It's probably a piece of local stone, but to have this mounted or positioned like this would have taken a great deal of effort and I suppose a community effort to get it into position. The vast bulk of the surviving Ogham inscriptions stretch in an arc from County Kerry in the south of Ireland, across Eastern Ireland, and out to South Wales and into Devon and Cornwall. One theory put forward is that these may represent Irish settlements established after the fall and withdrawal of the Roman Empire in England. The text of these inscriptions is read beginning from the bottom left side of the stone and continuing upward along the edge, across the top and down the right side in the case of long inscriptions. These personal names are very interesting and reveal details of early Gaelic society, particularly its warlike nature, which could read like the script from the TV show Vikings. For example, 2 of the most commonly occurring elements in the names are cuna, which means hound or wolf. The modern Irish word is coo. Indeed, the great Irish warrior Fionn McCool, on being converted to Christianity, gave one condition and said, "I will go to your God in heaven, only if I can take my hounds too." So the hound inspires names such as Champion of Hounds, Prince of Hounds, he who is strong as a hound. Other warlike names include Born of Raven, Strong of Vigour, and Alive like Fire. The content of the inscriptions has some historians to argue that they are explicitly pagan in nature. They argue that the inscriptions were later defaced by Christian converts who deliberately alter them on account of its supposed pagan association and added crosses, for example. Other historians argue that there is no evidence for this, arguing that the supposed vandalism of the inscriptions is simply wear and tear and due to the inscription stones being reused for construction material. There is also the fact that inscriptions were made at a time when Christianity had become firmly established in Ireland. Whether those who wrote the inscriptions were pagans, Christians, or a mixture of both remains unclear. As well as its use for monumental inscriptions, the evidence from early Irish sagas and legends indicate that Ogham was used for short messages on wood or metal, either to relay messages or to denote ownership of the object inscribed. Some of these messages seem to have been cryptic in nature, and some are also for magical purposes. In addition, there is evidence from sources such as the 14th century Ogham tract that Ogham may have been used to keep records as lists such as genealogies and numerical tallies of property and business transactions. There is also evidence that Ogham may have been used as a system of finger or hand signals. The Ogham tract also gives a variety of some 100 scales of variant or secret modes of writing Ogham, for example the Shield Ogham and Viking Ogham. The training of the Gaelic poet involved learning 150 varieties of Ogham, 50 in each of the first 3 years of study, and a noted historian sees them as evidence of Ogham's cryptic nature and as serious examples of how the alphabet was used for secret communication. There is one final explanation of this, the Knickeen Ogham Stone. It was said that Fionn McCool was on top of a nearby mountain when he saw sheep in eating his oat crop. So he threw this stone at them from the mountain, and his fingerprints were left in the side of this stone.